Okay, so as of Monday, Real Satisfied is no longer sending out surveys for you guys. We now have the new Better Homes and Gardens survey. Um, I can't show you a lot yet because there's not a lot of data built up, and I don't have access as a broker in the same way that you guys do. But I wanted to give you just kind of a brief overview. So if you hear something from your clients, if you hear something, you want to know how to publicize your thing, stuff like that, I can at least show you where to go. So that's what we're doing today. Okay? Everybody good with
Awesome,
that?
because we really like that Real Satisfied is awesome. So I'm glad there's something in place.
There is. And I think I can say that I was very concerned when they told us they were going to turn things over. I think in some ways a new program is going to be very good. In other ways, I still have some questions. I want to see how it operates. But I'm going to share my screen now by going here. I think there. Yeah. Okay. And you can see that I'm logged into the greenhouse, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And if I click on this, do you see the PDF player?
No.
No. Okay. Then I'll have to figure out how to do that in a minute because we're going to bounce back and forth. So let me first show you where it's at in the two areas that you need to be concerned with in the greenhouse. Once you log in, under Agent Tools, you'll see an area called Reputation Management. Everybody following that?
Yes.
I'm trying not to click too fast because some people, Chris Noffert, say that sometimes I go a little too fast when I'm clicking things. Okay, so I'm going to click Reputation Management. And you have a nice area in here. The Reputation Management Guide, the BHGRE Customer Satisfaction Survey, and still the old Real Satisfied, which is going to be turned off shortly. Now, you should still be able to access it for another 24 hours or so. If you need longer, let me know. But right now, it is going to be turned off. And the reason we need it turned off is we don't want Real Satisfied and the new program to both be sending out surveys. You only want one program, not both. So to log into the new survey, I want to show you a couple of things on this screen. The advantages, I'll let you read through on yourself. The introduction to the surveys, I'm going to show you a couple of screens here in a moment. And to download the survey reviews, you can download them here and it will tell you how to, it will tell you how to socialize them. But we want to log into the survey app. Unlike, and I get to see everybody's, unfortunately, so you guys won't see quite all this. Unlike the old surveys, and I'm going to pretend to be Brenda since she's on the call. And I want to go back, let's say, just to September. Search. Unlike the old surveys, they just don't automatically publish things. You have to go in and publish them yourself. So right now, what it's saying for Brenda is that it has imported from the old system, and I only went back a couple of months, these three surveys, with one of them not being completed. Now, I don't know what happens when I click on Mr. Bell. So I'm going to click on it and see what it does. And it shows me the picture of the office, Brenda, how they were rated, top, and the brief comments they made. Now then, these other questions that were in here may or may not have been in the old survey, so they won't be filled out Understand? So it's imported the comments that they brought over, which could also be considered the testimonial, and then the star rating that Brenda gets. So let's go back. Now, again, because I see my pages, you guys don't get the reports of everybody. I wanted you to see that there is stuff being brought over and there's stuff being seen. What you will do is when you click on the upper right-hand corner on your picture, if you click on that and go to profile, I don't have any surveys that need to be my approval, but this is the page that your surveys will show up that need to be approved. So let me see if I can share my PDFs for a minute. I'm going to try to bounce back and forth. Share. So now you guys should be seeing this PDF that says socializing. I'm going to flip over to survey questions. They sent me this PDF, so it's nowhere that you would find it. I do not believe the questions are editable. I think you get the questions as they are. And it first starts off, this is the email that will go off. It says what the rating system is. It asks them how satisfied you are with your agent by name and how satisfied you are with the company. Feedback. I would recommend to an agent, family, or friend. Which of the following were important? Check all that apply. And if they say other, I assume, because I can't check this, they get a little box to fill out. And they may say only the reputation of my agent, but you have some things in here that we'll find out if it's important to them or not. How did you find the house that you purchased? Again, Brenda, I thought you were making a comment there. Did I miss that? No? Okay. Any additional questions? Gender, age, so on. Now, how much of this is mandatory? I don't know. Be great information if people actually fill it out. But these are the questions that will go out in the survey. If anyone ever looks at the survey from Real Satisfied, their questions were a whole lot longer than this one. Okay. So let me see if I can go to this PowerPoint. So where I was just pointing to you that you clicked on your profile and you want to know how to socialize or how to make it so people can see your testimonials, your ratings, your stars. First, you get the right to decide whether a survey is publishable or not. Real Satisfied kind of did not give you that choice. You had to take whatever they wanted out there. This one gives you the right to say that person was just unhappy with me because my dog one time peed in their front yard and I think they were unreasonable, so I'm not going to publish that survey. Whatever you want to say. So you pull up your profile. Your contact information will show right at the top. You have a URL for this page, and I'll go back and show you that in a minute. And then you can say satisfied client reviews, choose which ones you want to publish, and you check them off. Once you're checked off, those are published, and that's fine. So I'm going to change my share back to my other page.
Got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So let's say in the example on your PDF right here, it shows that you're publishing 1 out of 2, let's say.
Right.
When more come on, does that, once you publish it, does it disappear or do they just stay there and stay checked so you know what was published and what wasn't?
I believe they stay there and they stay checked. And that means they'll show up on your page. You can use them in their social media. They don't go away.
Okay, so if you decide not to publish something, it's
Today.
just today or whatever, it's just gonna stay there forever. So in the future, we may have, 50, 60 of these things that we'd have to filter through.
Well, hopefully what's going to happen is that they will be sortable, that you can look at them in a way that you don't have to go through everyone that ever showed up, that it'll be by date. So if you keep up with it, it'll be easy. If you let it go for 3 years, it might be a little tough. But
Okay.
yes, they will stay checked or unchecked. So
Greg-
I want
Greg, I've got a couple of questions also.
Yes.
First and foremost, back on that survey page that you were showing earlier, they got the different boxes where they can make the comments. Back with Real Satisfied, they always had that the testimonial box or testimonial area. Does this have a testimonial thing, or were we just going to be having them fill out the feedback as they see it in these surveys?
I believe the feedback is the only thing that comes up as testimonial. Yes.
So one of the things that we like to do with Real Satisfied is to be able to take those testimonials and be able to publish those, whether it be on Facebook or our marketing materials. Will these be combined? Like you've got question 3 and then there's another box down at the bottom. I'm just trying to figure out how to.
I'll get there. Okay.
Then the second question I have is, will it notify us when we have received one? Feedback.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Again, this is brand new and just rolled out, and that was not a question I thought to ask Michael Galley. I will try to see what I can find out. Let me go back to this page for a moment. So again, I don't have any to approve, so that's why I wanted to show you that page. But notice that this box here is checked to make this page public. When you make it public, you get to see, by using this URL, all of the testimonials and star ratings that people have given you. Okay, that becomes a public page. I would copy this URL and put it in my email signature. Something to the effect of, want to see what people say about me? Click here. And then paste that URL where it says click here. But back to Lance's question, let me go back to reputation to the greenhouse for a minute. Once you have published these, they've made it a lot easier to send out or publish in social media your various star ratings and so on. You do have to go into a different area. So one of the areas that Better Homes and Gardens has been working on quite a bit is in the marketing area, the BHG Marketing Center. I'm hoping that a lot of you have been in the Marketing Center. If you haven't, I'm going to strongly encourage you to poke around in there a little bit, because it is becoming quite the powerful tool. And by the way, I don't have a question box up, so if somebody's asked a question, can one of you guys with the microphone please tell me, oh yeah, Jane Smith wants to know. So, thank you. Inside marketing, in the BHGRE Marketing Center, access the Marketing Center. Now, all this other stuff down here is good information, and the pinpoint is there. But by and large, what you're going to find with most of these pages is little info, click here to get in. So we're going to access the Marketing Center. In the Marketing Center, all of your listings come up. You can make flyers, you can do social media posts, and we can talk about these soon. But what I want to talk about today is the social box down here. Everybody see the social box?
Yes.
I see head nodding and a yes or two. When you click on that, you get the choice of, do I want to work with something I already have or create something new? Well, I've never created a social media post for a testimonial, so I'm going to click on it. Well, there is, per Lance's answer, the BHGRE testimonial social post. Now you could design your own and look at this other stuff. There's another satisfaction. So if you don't like that top one, you can say, no, I want the star ratings right on top. And when you click on it, you're going to come into a page that says, I'm available and will have my star rating. And, or I could look for my testimonials. Now, I don't have any testimonials. And I would say right now, when I pretended to be Sandra a few minutes ago, this page was taking a long time to post. I don't know if that's because they're still importing the old stuff in, if they're trying to get it, all together. I will tell you that I can look at some of the old testimonials, so I know they are there, but I didn't get this to populate yet. As this comes along, it will populate, and you'll be able to post this, or let me go back. Come on. If you didn't like that one, you could use this one or use this one, and they'll post to social media. Now, I want to change my...
Hold on one sec.
Sure.
So for the, not smart in this stuff myself, going to what Lance said, when they have that new sheet comes out, we don't know if there's a testimonial. So as you're clicking on these things and the page is trying to load, is that what's going to come in here or something else?
What you published from the other page, the testimonial and star ratings, remember we were over there, you drop down, we're going to say approve this one.
Okay,
Yes.
so you say that you're thinking that the feedback box is going to be the testimonial box.
That's my understanding. Yes.
Well, they should really rename that, because feedback, they'll give any kind of weird feedback. They won't give you a testimonial on that. That's going to be weird.
And
Agreed.
I will follow up with that question back to corporate to make sure that my understanding is right, and
Okay.
to talk to them about what they write in there. I agree. Feedback could be a little bizarre.
Right. Okay.
Let me go back to sharing my PDF for a minute, and let's look and see if I screwed that up. And you can see this, my PDF now? No?
Yes.
Well, it said stop share. Just a second. I want to share my PDF there, share. You can see the PDF now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. PowerPoint presentation. Socializing. Create a new social post. There's reviews. Choose testimonial. Your reviews will populate, and you'll have a sentence about it. I do want them to tell me for sure where that comes from. So that's a question I will ask Michael in just a couple of minutes. And I will let you guys know. Sorry, I'm making a note about that. Now then, once you select and put into that format that whatever you want to do, what you can do is use a dedicated button and post that in a lot more places than Real Satisfied allows you to do. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, you can email it out. And I don't even know what this one does. I guess that will let you download it. I know you can download it and upload it to other places. And you can even edit some of your things. So instead of being stuck with somebody who's got grammatical errors, for instance, you could go in and retype it where you couldn't do that in Real Satisfied. So that is the very, very basics of it. I will try to get answers on a couple of those questions about the notice and the testimonials. I would like couple of you to log in and say, yes, I can see my old stuff. No, I can't see my old stuff, and see if it works and let me know. Overall, I think it's going to be a pretty decent system that will work well. Will it be 100% like Real Satisfied? No. Some things are going to be better. Some things are going to be worse. I just like to see if they've got a few of those details worked out that I hadn't thought about yet.
I do have another question.
Yes, sir.
So one of the agents I was talking to told me that with this, they get another email or an add-on email that's from Sherry Chris. Is that right?
That is correct. There is a thank you email from Sherry Chris for working with Better Homes and Gardens.
Is that part of the survey email or is that a separate email?
I believe it's separate, but give me just a moment to see if I can get back into
I'm gonna trade places with you.
agent details, reputation management.
I'm gonna have you sit here. I'm going to go on budget and strategies.
Okay. When we're done with this, I'd like to hear that. So can we see what you're
Introduction, open. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to open up the introduction, which is also part of the stuff that you can look at on the home page. What it is, how does it work? The client is sent a survey. Once it's closed, the results are displayed in the dedicated agent dashboard, allowing an agent to see how a client rated them. You can also send, it goes out 2 more times, by the way, so thank you. You can see this, correct?
I see something that says closed survey 2 times.
Right. So this is the introduction to the system that is on the front page that you can also download. So it goes through and tells you that it will send out 2 times, but if somebody still doesn't respond and Real Satisfied, you had no way to ask them a 3rd time. You may or may not. It's your choice. You can click on it and send it again. It tells you how to look at your surveys. The satisfaction survey, how can I view a specific one? You can look down and see the ones you want, when they were last notified, when it went out. So you can sort them by date. Tells you how to socialize them. How else you can socialize them. Privileges that I have. So what I don't see is the note about Sherry Chris, which did come out in one of them. Yes, Sherry does say something. So I've got to find out a little bit more. Let me do one more quick look at my email and see if I can find something. ICHAEL. I'm sorry to sound so all over the board, but literally, this was turned on yesterday and I didn't even get to play with it. Introduction, reviewing your survey, RS to CSS, socializing, reviewing. So the introduction we just went through, the RS versus CSS, I think that won't, because I sent out some of this to you guys too. Yeah, I don't know how to answer the Sherry Chris. I believe it's a separate email.
Okay. And so it's just something that's in the rotation of what they send out. It's not something that can be turned on or off so they don't.
To my understanding, no, it cannot be turned on or off.
Okay.
Because I don't see it in my first communications with Mr. Gao. And I think that would have been only thing I would have sent out to you guys. So I just didn't read it. But yes, I think she sends a thank you as well.
That's kind of neat.
And it's probably in this and I just missed it. So any other questions that I can't answer?
I have a question, Greg.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
question, Greg.
Yeah,
I had somebody contact me last week saying that they wanted me to resend the link to the survey because they didn't get it done and they were wanting to. But can I send them something from this for that survey?
if you send me their name, I'll run it up the flagpole to corporate and have them do that. It's not something I can do from the back end. I don't
Okay,
know that
'cause-
you can either because there's no client in there, but let me take just a quick look, see if I missed something. Let's see, survey profile. Da-da. Save. Okay, I don't see any way to do that in here. It just, yeah, I don't see anyone to add one manually. They want to make sure that you have turned it into Dash and it has been an official closed transaction, that you just don't send it out to everybody in God's creation.
So
Okay,
you still want me to send you their information?
yeah,
and see
just
if they can
just
come out?
contact an address and I'll send it up to corporate and see if we can get that done.
Okay, all right, thank
Okay. Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Then I'm going to stop sharing. I will do a couple of things.
Greg, I have one question.
Yes, Tanya.
This, all of this has been centered around social media. Do these reviews go to your website as well?
I would think it would be a good idea to add a link on your website that says, and I can tell you what the plans are going forward. Instead of having Real Satisfied that kind of sat there and didn't go anywhere, this is going to very soon start to integrate with Zap and the new Zap replacement so that they will talk to each other. You'll be able to do things. We're trying to make a holistic circle of everything instead of having one that kind of does this, one that kind of does that, and whatnot. So I think, yes, it will show up on your web page and your website, and it will have the star ratings, and it will have the testimonials coming back to it.
Okay, thank you.
Also, the other thing I would encourage everyone to do, if you're not already doing so, I do this with my listing presentations and sometimes my buyer presentations, is I'll make copies of the testimonials that I've received and I'll include that in my presentations. So hopefully there'll be a way for us to print these things out or copy and paste them on a page or whatever.
Right. As I showed you in that socialized thing where it had that nice little box and that thing you can work with, you can download that as a JPEG or a PDF and use that if you want to. If you don't want it to be that pretty, I think you can go on screen and just copy what they said. I kind of like the box method, even if you cut off, part of it or some of it, because it dulls it up some, it gives you the star rating and who the client was and whatnot. So yes, you will be able to download those in the socialize portion. And good point, Lance. By the way, once you set up that page in Cloud CMA, if you use Cloud CMA, you can save that and put it in all of your, print it out for every one of your presentations. If you prefer to just keep a separate presentation package that isn't in there, you can also do that. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you.